Man, I need to find a new game to review. I guess I could do this one. What? Who are you? Yomarz, I am you from the future. I come from the year 1990X. That's not the future. Listen, the future is in grave danger. The world I come from is a dangerous and treacherous. Shouldn't you be naked? What? You know, like in Terminator, how he's always naked when he goes back in time? No, that's not how it works. I'm just saying, I thought you'd be naked. What, did you want me to be naked? No, of course not, I just... Gross. You're a sicko, you know that? That's not what I meant. Listen, the world I come from is a dangerous place. The mega corporations have taken over the world, releasing shitty game after shitty game. Millions have been killed, and the rest have been kidnapped to farm gold in awful social games, like Mafia Wars Turbo Edition and Farmville 3, The Reckoning. And it's all because you haven't released a new review in over a month! I don't see the connection. But there's one game that can fix this. One game that can make all this right, and save the future. Wow!
Space. Earth.
So Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon is a downloadable open-world first-person shooter by little-known indie developer Ubisoft Montreal. And maybe this spoils the review a bit, but screw it, I fucking love this game! This is seriously the coolest game I have played in years! The entire thing takes you through this amazingly corny 1980s sci-fi experience that really makes you feel like the ultimate B-movie badass.
Wakey, wakey, motherfucker! Op says there's a delay in the feed. They need to recalibrate your ass. Me? Well, it ain't me, cause I'm goddamn near perfect.
In the game, you play as United States Cyber Commando Rex Cole. He's voiced by Michael Biehn, known from movies like The Terminator and Aliens, who gives an amazingly hammed up performance. He's like a John Rambo type. He never lets emotions get in the way, and he always does what his country asks of him.
I swore an oath to a special lady.
Your wife?
No, Lady Liberty. She taught me that winners don't use drugs.
So the world has got the shit after nuclear war wrecked the planet at the end of the 20th century, and now, in the far future of 2007, an elite agent known as Colonel Sloan has gone rogue and threatens to blow up the world with his hidden stockpile of dragon-powered missiles. Dragon-powered missiles. And it is your job to kick this guy's ass while saving the world and getting the babes. If this sounds like a bunch of crazy garbage to you, that's because it is. The last thing this game does is take itself seriously, so why should you? And personally, I love this shit. I'm the kind of guy who will gladly sit through some god-awful movies like Commando and Miami Connection just for the hilarious dialogue and ridiculous action. And if that sounds like it's up your alley, then this is definitely your kind of game. It harkens back to a simpler time of double dragons and bad dudes. So if for some reason you're looking for an amazingly deep narrative experience, well, there's the door, cause you ain't getting that here. So some of you may be like, wait a minute, isn't this just more Far Cry 3? What's so great about it? And to that I say, you don't even know! One of the best things about this game is its sense of humor. From beginning to end, it's just joke after joke after joke, and they all keep hitting. A lot of it takes cracks of video game logic, such as the jokes about red exploding barrels, and the absolutely amazing tutorial system. The game's also chock full of nods to movies and games, which may tickle your nostalgia if you understand the references.
Test your might.
Secondly, the music is pretty amazing. If you're a fan of synth, don't you worry your pretty little head, cause there's enough synth in this game to last a lifetime. Blood Dragon sets out to feel like the 80s, and by God does it do that! The visuals also really help in emphasizing this, with the absolute buttloads of neon and lasers. The game is so full of vibrant color and awesome character design, which makes it kind of disappointing when you actually go out and explore the world. Now I get what they were doing here. The game is technically post-apocalyptic, so they wanted to shy away from the oversaturated island paradise that was Far Cry 3. Thankfully, they didn't just go for the muddy gray and brown aesthetic that's so popular with these kinds of games. Instead, they went with this harsh dark red that definitely gives the game a unique atmosphere, but it doesn't really help out in the fun department after 5 or 6 hours of playing. It's so dark and it's so monotonous that everything ultimately looks the same. There's no real reason to go exploring other than for the collectibles if that's your thing. And honestly, if you've played Far Cry 3, you'll pretty much know what to expect here. Capture these bases and do missions, choosing to either be stealthy or not, and then you move on from there. However, this game makes it especially easy to capture a base when compared to Far Cry 3, since now you can just get these giant fucking laser dragons to do all the work for you. All you gotta do is sneak in the base and turn off the force field and bingo! Just wait in the corner for a bit while dozens of people get ripped apart by a super lizard. Now I really dug this formula in the original game, so I felt right at home in Blood Dragon, but it may not be for everyone. The tedium of capturing each and every base with little variety may be a turnoff for some people, and there's also not a huge selection of side missions. There's only 2 types, Animal Hunt and Scientist Rescue, and they never change up their mission structure. They're not even that challenging, so the only incentive to doing these is the weapon upgrades you unlock. And that brings me to another point. Far Cry 3 was essentially just a shooter, but it did some interesting things with light RPG elements. It had skill trees and a decent amount of weapons and upgrades, meaning that you really had to think about what your loadout would be and which kind of guns you wanted to bring depending on your playstyle. In Blood Dragon, they completely scrapped the skill tree in favor of a linear progression system, meaning that you get a predetermined upgrade whenever you level up. And also each weapon type is reduced to only a single gun with stackable upgrades, getting rid of all the planning and strategy that came with choosing your guns in the original. All of the risks that Far Cry 3 took are gone, and we're just left with a bare-bones shooter. Now, I like a shooter as much as the next guy, but why settle for plain old vanilla when you can get something so much better? And all of the weapon types save one are just carried over from Far Cry 3. And I'm pretty sure most are just reskins of the old models. Actually, a lot of things are just reskins of the old models. All of the animals are reskins, all of the vehicles are reskins. I was really hoping for more uniqueness to this game, but that's not really what we get. For all intents and purposes, this game should feel like simply more of the same. It should feel like more of a $10 DLC instead of a $15 standalone. But why do I still love this game so much when I'm ragging on the gameplay? Honestly, it's probably because I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for an atmospheric and unique game. Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon's story and characters are so amazing that I instantly forget about all of my gripes. I'm not even saying that the gameplay is bad, it's just more of the same. And I loved Far Cry 3. The story was overrated and cliche, but the gameplay was fucking awesome. The stealth in that game was super satisfying, and that still carries over into this one. And if I'm being honest, I was literally as giddy as a schoolgirl at several points in this game. That ending, man, it was the fucking tits, man, the fucking tits! There's a training montage, and you get a totally OP laser cannon, and just when you think it couldn't get any better, boom! You ride a fucking mecha dinosaur! That shoots rockets! The ending of that game is the most amazing fucking power fantasy that I've ever played in a video game. You really feel like you could blow up the whole goddamn world. Man, it was so good. And that kind of summarizes my feelings of the game. I'm totally a sucker for 80s cheese, so I love every minute of it. And at 3 to 6 hours, I definitely think that this game is worth the asking price and it doesn't overstay its welcome. But if you're not the kind of person who cares about story or setting, then your thoughts will definitely be different than mine. In my opinion, at least, it's a solid shooter that doesn't take too many risks, but the gameplay is definitely not what people will remember it for.
This is pretty. Have a nice day.
So, wasn't that just the best video game ever made? What? No, didn't you listen to my review? I said it was awesome, but it was still a simplistic shooter and a stripped down version of Far Cry 3. What? I said it was a simplistic shooter and— No, this isn't right. You were supposed to review this game! This review was supposed to change the course of history! Oh, no. Do you know what you've done? You fucked it up!
Hey, thanks for watching my video. Make sure to hit that little like button if you enjoyed it. And if you want to see some of my other videos, you can hit those boxes to the side. If you want to see my new stuff as soon as it comes out, you can go ahead and click that subscribe button, and you can like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. Alright guys, I'll see you later.